Here's what a small group tour of Egypt is like when you travel with me. I privately charter a Dahabeya yacht for the Nile Cruise portion of the tour. So just our small group has this entire ship and the wonderfully attentive staff all to ourselves. The cabins are gorgeous. Each cabin comes with a view of the Nile River and with its own private in-suite bathroom. And with our own personal chef on the boat with us and a personal pastry chef for all 5 nights of the Nile Cruise, we ate some of the best food that I've ever eaten during my time in Egypt. And the best part, they had a variety where every single day it was something different. Each of the meals had a specific theme, and they even cooked a Thanksgiving dinner for us on our own private island. And speaking of islands, we made several stops in different agricultural areas like islands and shoreline along the Nile River to take in Egypt's beautiful countryside. The boat manager would get off and lead us around the part of Egypt where he grew up, and we would take in the beautiful views. There was even a chance for us to jump in the Nile River. During our Nile cruise, we saw temple after temple after temple, and we had our own private Egyptologist guide with us to talk about the significance of each of the ones that we visited. Every single temple we went to had similarities, but also had aspects that made it unique. We went to see Isna Temple, Abu Simbel Temples, Karnak Temple, Luxor Temple, Medinet Habu Temple, Idfu Temple. The list goes on, and each one was an amazing experience. Our Nile cruise culminated in Luxor, where we had another great opportunity, going up for a sunrise hot air balloon ride over Luxor's west bank of the Nile River. This was definitely a bucket list experience for a lot of the guests on my tour, and I had so much fun going high up in the sky with them and taking in scenes like Hatshepsut's temple, Medinet Habu temple, and the beautiful agricultural west bank of the Nile River from our very own hot air balloon. Throughout my tours, travelers can expect to have really unique experiences that are not possible on larger group tours, like visiting a local spice shop, skipping over the tourist bazaar, and going to a local spice shop to buy something to take home, or going and having some juice at a local juice cafe, one of the quintessential spots for Egyptians to go to, or having a shisha at an Egyptian ahwa coffee shop, or even visiting a dive bar in Cairo. Of course, we'll have opportunities to do shopping during the trip, and I mix in local, authentic, handmade places like Fair Trade Egypt, along with all of the main tourist bazaars like the Khana Khalili Bazaar. Aside from temples, we're going to visit a lot of tombs during my tour. The Valley of the Kings and the Valley of the Queens in Luxor have several tombs that visitors can go into. Taking in the hieroglyphs and the inscriptions on the walls of the tomb and seeing the beautiful color that remains is for sure a trip highlight. We don't just focus on ancient Egypt either. There's also lots of opportunities to take in Egypt's rich Christian cultural heritage and Islamic cultural heritage. We visit sites in Coptic Cairo to see medieval Christian churches, and then we also head over to Islamic sites like the Cairo Citadel and Moez Street, a UNESCO World Heritage Site with over 1,000 years of Islamic architecture and heritage. Driving in Cairo is madness, so that's why we have professionally licensed drivers every single day, taking us around the cities that we visit in Egypt so that they can handle all of this and we can focus on enjoying our experience. Museums are a big part of my tours as well. I love letting travelers experience some of the best ancient Egyptian artifacts close up. By visiting places like the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization, the Egyptian Museum in downtown Tahrir Square, and as soon as it opens, the Grand Egyptian Museum, the world's largest archaeological museum out in Giza. Now, no trip to Egypt would be complete without an opportunity to ride camels and to visit the Giza plateau to see the pyramids and the Sphinx. So here we are going for a quick camel ride over to a panoramic spot where we can take in all of the pyramids at once, and then enjoy the view again at a nice relaxed lunch. A lot of people don't know that Egypt actually has over 100 pyramids though, so I love taking travelers to some of the lesser known spots like the Red Pyramid and Bent Pyramid at Dashur. Now, I love eating and I love Egyptian food, so I just want to highlight some of the local food we'll get to try on the Essential Egypt tour, like koshari, a must-have in Cairo, street food like sweet potatoes, ahuas, where we can have Turkish coffee, tea, ginger, and all sorts of hot beverages. I love blending in fancy, cutting-edge restaurants with really authentic food right from the street. You're going to experience all of it when you come to Egypt with me on an Essential Egypt group tour. See my upcoming tours and get more information at egyptadventurestravel.com/Egypt group tours. I am so excited to take you to Egypt.